Nicole talking about, and she's talking about this basic idea of theme too, and how he uses mise-en-scene to get this through. So she does the 2-line title, and here, of course, we know mise-en-scene is in italics because that's French. We've got Lovefield because she's doing the film in italics. So her whole title's regular with just those in italics. Whenever you use a title inside a title, you treat that inside title correctly. Okay. All right. When a viewer is watching a movie without knowing what it is about, the non-diegetic sound is normally a dead giveaway of what the genre of the movie is. And that was the giveaway, right? For this is like thriller, suspense, horror. That I mean, we could have the fields of wheat in lots of movies. But once we got that with that layered sound of that was really high, kind of screechy thing, that was all of a sudden suspense. Okay, that giveaway of what the genre of the movie is. The combination of sound and mise-en-scene can tell the viewer more about a character than dialogue. But the viewer's perspective can change based on what appears on screen and what is left out. What we see and hear at first glance often forms our opinion of characters and what a film is about. This is exactly what happens in Matthew Rothy's Lovefield. Through mise-en-scene, diegetic sound, and non-diegetic sound, Rathy creates a short film that asks viewers to question their own biases and stereotypes. So what do these things do? It asks us to do that, right? Not just gives us a little smile, but does that. The non-diegetic music at the beginning of the film is fast-paced, allowing the viewer to conclude this is an action or horror film. That paired with the diegetic sound of a cell phone searching for a signal and a woman screaming leads the viewer to infer this is a horror film. When the screaming stops and the viewer can hear a crow, it ties into a horror film since crows can normally be associated with death. Rothy is playing off the viewer's preconceived notions of what a horror film is and what elements make a horror film. The mise-en-scene leading to the introduction of the first character leads the viewers to see him as the antagonist in the film. The audience sees a woman's bloody clothes and her foot painfully pushing the dirt, then stopping without sound. This shows the end of the struggle the man appears to have won. By not showing the woman, a subtle technique of mise-en-scene, Rathy is allowing the viewer to infer she is now dead. Each of these details are common elements of horror films, and as viewers we make assumptions about the characters and the situation because of our past experience. Rathy then jolts us out of our stereotypical thinking through the use of the same cinematic elements. On screen, we are next shown the man rummaging through the car trunk and finding a blanket. All the while the crow is cawing and coming closer to the man, signaling his role as antagonist. When the man returns with the blanket, the viewer assumes the man is going to cover the body. But at that moment, the diegetic sound of a baby crying quickly changes the viewer's previous notions. The non-diegetic sound changes from the fast-paced horror music to a peaceful melody. This completely throws out the idea the man was a killer. He is now seen as a hero who helped this young girl. In the last scene, when the camera zooms out and the viewer can see the tractor and the police car pull up, everything can now be put together, showing the truth of the situation instead of the stereotypes we've relied on to build our ideas about the characters and situations. It had seemed strange that this man would find this woman in the middle of nowhere, but in the end, with the long shot, the viewer can now see what was a chance encounter that had a positive outcome for the woman. Rathy is able to take a situation and twist it to give viewers a whole other idea of what is going on, and then bring them back to show them there is more than what meets the eye, and our perspective can change drastically when we are shown a different angle. Rathy's film is a perfect example of the way in which we stereotype people and situations. The final long shot is a metaphor that encourages us to look at the bigger picture in all situations before we make judgments about them and the people involved. And that's nice because, when you're talking about theme, you can always bring it to that kind of bigger issue of humanity. And that's really what's happening there. And then, of course, she has the citation. So easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Cool beans.